Hey everybody! Fresh out of the kitchen, mama rolling that body. Got every man in here wishing. We are back, oxygen not included. Same place we left off. No progress made off cam. For better, for worse. This is, I'm I'm loath to do this. And whenever I say I'm loath to do something, it means I can't friggin' wait, dude. We need a storage compactor. We got too much trash over here. It's all full. I think we might also wanna, I don't know. I was gonna like think about crafting a hallway down here. Like we could tile. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's necessary. So Josh, his popped eardrum buff, or debuff I should say, should be off today. Or within 24 hours. Let's say, where's my son? He still has popped eardrums and he's grimy. He'll figure it out. We got a little harvesting to do today. And what's our priority on this harvest? 7. You know what? Welcome to priority 6. We have so much food being generated. We got 25,000 calories in excess. It's not bad. I'm happy that we have them. I just want to see, what do we have for mush? I just want to see contents. Contents, please. Details. Is there any way to see the contents of a ration box? Yes. Lots of meal lice, no meal loaf, or lice loaf. Lots of meal lice, no lice. Oh, wait, I saw lice loaf. 5 kilos of lice loaf? Dude, there's no way we need more than 5 kilos of lice loaf. Who's eating a kilogram of lice loaf a day? Not us, I assume. So we're gonna lower the priority on harvesting. Because, you know, the food stays good if it's on the vine. I hesitate to call it on the vine, I guess, but I just want to get a little beat on what these guys are doing here. They're gonna build the tiles, they're gonna build the storage compactor, we already know that. You're gonna do some harvesting, and that's fine. Once the harvesting is done, so I guess priority 6, since we don't have any other priority 6s or 7s that are in the immediate vicinity, it's not really gonna slow them down here, but I just want somebody to do research, and I think research is gonna be a priority 5, but they'll get to it in the job queue once the sweeping and the harvesting here is done, because, I mean, the sweeping orders have not been issued, however, they're gonna sweep first anyway because we have a priority 8 on the ration box. Alright, so there's nothing immediately available to harvest. We do have insufficient oxygen generation today. By quite a lot, actually. Which seems to me to indicate we probably want to throw down another algae terrarium or a carbon skimmer. But a carbon skimmer does require power. You know what? One of our algae terrariums wasn't running. Are we still like, we're looking quite breathable. It's not quite as teal as I'd like it to be, but it's not bad. Research is being done. This is important. Okay. So hopefully you guys start to work on the batteries today. Because once we get this level of power done, there's going to be a lot of construction to do. Oh my god, they've finally figured out the job queue to the extent that they're actually harvesting this stuff that we issued orders for, I don't know, 12 years ago? That's a good sign that we're actually getting out ahead of our concerns. You know, we're so far ahead of work, we're actually working on stuff that is extremely low priority. You ever get in that situation, you get so far ahead in school that you're just like, I don't even know what to do. Now maybe I'll work on the assignment that hasn't even been assigned yet. No, me neither. That's a lie. I've been there. I would like to act like I'm I got too many things to do. I can't even do my assignment right away. Are you crazy? Turns out, I like to do my assignments right away. I like to get them out of the way. Why is Kate stressed? Light wounds, drab decor. So I think we have a kind of like again, a hierarchy of needs. What am I gonna do about that hierarchy of needs? Power comes first. Construct the grid. After constructing the grid, we will get to art. I think we will make like an area. It shouldn't be here. It's mighty hot down there. Thermal comfort overlay. It's mighty hot in a lot of this base right now, to be honest. You're not so bad. We want to make an art station where people can sculpt. Oh, you don't even make an art station now that I think about it. I'm thinking of RimWorld. You actually just say where you want the art to go. Please don't escape hatch. Oh, research is done. That's wonderful news. So we will also make a coal generator. We'll put it as close to the wall as possible. You never know where we're going to want more tiles to be. And again, these are not necessarily super high priority yet, but we would like them to be done. You're not even... Oh, you're picking up copper ore to build stuff. Okay, that's perfect. And what's our next research going to be? Well, we don't need to do it right away. Again, until we've capitalized on at least some of the previous research we've done, I don't think there's a real rush on completing new research. So heavy watt wires. Heavy watt wires. Dear sir or madam, have you read my book? It is about electricity, I think. So we might not need heavy watt wires for this, but I think it's not a bad idea. And we might eventually want more batteries hooked up to a transformer, but for now I'm thinking. Let's build it over here. We might need a ladder. But the idea is, for simplicity's sake, we could stack multiple transformers right here, and it makes it a little easier to segregate our base in a way that's productive. So it should be like a heavy watt wire. I think we want to do it like this. Only power wires get deconstructed here. Power. So deconstructed these two. Can't build them there for some... Anyway, well, you'll figure it out in a second here, I'm sure. And again, we're just going to copy settings from this one. These are not going to be done today, but it's a great start. Our grid is starting to get done. And I almost feel like the first step that we should do is maybe put our... the first half of our base onto this grid. We should just... I don't know. We could always have, like, a second grid running. It's probably unrealistic to think that we're never going to have to run on this thing again, right? So we did okay on oxygen. We lost 30 kilos, could be worse. Stress is not as low as I'd like it to be. The next thing we want to get to, from a research perspective, is probably refrigeration, because we have so much food, but it's going bad. We could produce less food as well. That would be smart. Oh, no wonder our decor sucks. We don't even have artistic expression yet. But then beyond that, we want to get to decontamination, which allows us to make a deodorizer. Although it's probably not a necessity. We can just put a carbon skimmer right here instead. And I mean, there's water right there. We might even be able to use polluted water for our deoxidizer. Or for our carbon skimmer. But I guess I'd rather not, you know, break apart a polluted water molecule and release, like... Well, that's not how it works. What does it turn? What's the byproduct here? Filters carbon dioxide from the air. You use water and CO2 to make nothing? Where does it go? Is there some trash in here somewhere? Well, you're emptying polluted water into here. I don't know, is this like carbon-rich polluted water? I got no idea, let's be real. That's what we're looking for. No! Shagwa. Hold on. I built this all wrong. Remember, we want to build it in a way that's extensible. I also want the power to not feed back into itself. Because it's not that I think that that's going to happen. It's more that I'm just concerned that it will, because I don't know how power works in this game. So we want to like have it coming off like this, and then one wire would go like breep. And this is in and this is out. So I actually cancel this. That's right, you got it. Just for visual simplicity's sake. In and out. There you go. There you go. My boy's starting to figure out how to play video games. These priority 8's probably a little high. Make them 7 for now. It's gonna take you some time. I think you can't get there. I'll build another ladder. I'm not pleased about it, but I'll build another ladder. I'll do it. The reason I want to make this hook up to the rest, like our existing grid right now, is because right now, what's it going to power? Massage tables and refrigerators. Who cares? We're not using them that frequently. What we need is the rest of our base to be on a sustainable grid. So if we could just replace our existing grid with this first one, I think that's a start. And then when we get to refrigerator tech, maybe we can get a second grid coming off of it. Now remember, we had 18 batteries on a single coal generator before. And it led to some problems. I'm gonna hope that this is a better situation. I'm still concerned, to be honest, that it might not get finished today. Okay, you're powered up, and I appreciate that, but you're not powering anything yet. You're powering the batteries. We did use a lot of copper to enable this, but... recall, we did mine out about a million pieces of copper earlier in our lives. Earlier in the colony's life, we could say. Oxygen's still a little wonky. Something we want to keep an eye on. What are you, you're idle? No, you're waiting for a door. Different story. So it might seem, if you're watching Season 2 and you've never seen Season 1, and, you know, the odds are there are some people out there that are in that camp, you're probably wondering why I'm not just hooking wires up, not necessarily more willy-nilly, but let's say more agilely, with more agility. The reason is, to be straight up with you, our power was probably the single biggest problem with our first base. We spent many hours trying to figure out what was wrong. How, though? I mean, I know you're not connected to anything coming out, but what do you mean you don't have power to run? You're sucking power out of these batteries. Unless I'm... Am I an idiot? I'll tell you what, for now, we're just going to use a regular wire, which is what we want to do regardless. And we're going to hook this up to our existing grid and see if this solves our problem. We might deconstruct that liquid pipe down there, so we're just gonna hold it up here. The transformer, okay, it does have power coming to it now. The thing is, the transformer does take power itself, so this might put our grid at being overextended. In which case, I'd probably nix the microbe musher. Probably tell it to sit itself down, because we don't need that to be running. It's gonna take another day or two, I think, to see if this works. But if it does, we've got a system that will actually enable us to run our base. Now, the other thing is I think we're wasting a lot of power. But time will tell. What we want to avoid is just having an extended grid to begin with here. I do appreciate you're getting all the food, but notice, like, we're making it a priority to get this food, to harvest it, and then it goes bad. So I think we're way overextended on food production. And where are you going? You're getting dirt? Granite? Coal? Copper. Copper, okay, I'll accept it. We have used about 2,000 kilos of it. You gotta do what you gotta do. Ah, this should be turned off or deconstructed. Because otherwise they're gonna just keep throwing thousands of pounds of coal into this thing. Because it's gonna be on low power. I understand. Please, you're almost done. Just finish this today. I really don't want to priority 9 them. I don't think you're gonna make it one way or the other, but you're gonna be so close. You're so close. You're 1 wire away. Oh! She started working on it. Alright, I don't even want to look at today's report. Today's yeah, we lost 50 kilos of oxygen. Germs are still good. Skills were increased, that's nice. Calories were generated, we got too many. We're happy, but we got too many. Germ overlay. Anybody sick? Either they're not sick or we don't know. 0 surface germs, that's a start. So, you can talk about negatives, and I think there are negatives to talk about. But we've gotten over our slime lung problem. We haven't really solved it, but we've cured it for the time being. It's not permanently solved, is what I mean. See, like, this is just get deconstructed at an actual priority 9. And this is where we might find ourselves running into trouble. But really, there's no reason for Josh to run on this thing anymore once this wire is constructed. Which, at this point, because we're wasting so much coal, should be a priority 9 construction. I get it, you're showering. When you're showering, you can't do what I'm asking you to do here. These things have no power for now. We're going to try to make it the smoothest possible deployment we could envision in our whole lives. See, this is now, running on this thing, that's a 4. That's what that is. And this is where we get the moment of truth. Are we ready? Have we constructed an adequate grid? Destroy this. The grid seems fine. So that's, I think, step 1 is officially set up. You can deconstruct this. We might need to use it in the future, but for now, hey, look at that. We got a brand new room available. That honestly, if I'm looking at this and I'm saying it's refrigerator town. Let me just make sure. Oh, you are a little bit strained now that we've gotten rid of the extra generator somehow. So, I feel like you don't need a skimmer hooked up here. If you already have an algae terrarium down here, do you really need another skimmer? Well, you know what? I mean, a skimmer, it's already being deconstructed. Just accept. If this solves our power problems for now, makes the grid nicer, I'm happy with it. What's the draw? What's the draw? You're just a little bit... You're strained, you're not underpowered. You're just strained. I don't know. It's like you're probably getting flashbacks now. You're going, what happened here? And I'm kind of feeling the same way, to be honest with you, but... Like, if we deconstructed... Empty this water, please. If we deconstructed something that consumed power, why are we now overpower? It's because there's too much draw, I'm assuming. $180. $300. $540. Plus another $360. It's only 900 watts being... 900... Yeah, 900 watts being pulled. Well, I think one thing's clear. Don't put any extra power on this thing. I almost wonder if we can't, like, what happens if we deconstruct some of these lines? I don't think that this is going to change anything. Like, deconstruct this thing. Get that out of here. Yeah, I was just going to see if that was doing anything. Deconstruct this. And actually issue like a broader order and just deconstruct this whole pipe here. I want to see if this changes. I don't think it will, but I want to see if it does. Maybe we want to have less batteries feeding into our... Maybe we only need one battery for this part of the grid. You know what I mean? Like, do we need 3 batteries feeding into each transformer? Maybe not. We could also, if we want to be like super... smart might not be the right word. But we could build another transformer immediately and have all these batteries feed into 2 transformers. And then the second transformer put it on its own grid and maybe just have it feed the computer and the supercomputer for now, knowing that it's probably going to feed a refrigerator later. We might be making the same mistakes we made earlier. But I think, again, from my perspective, the most important thing is... let's ensure that we're getting power done right, or as close to right as we seem to be able to do on our first try. And then everything else should flow from there. So that's going to be my mission for the rest of the episode. I'm going to put 3 batteries into 2 transformers, and we're kind of testing out a ratio here. I could probably just look it up, and I'd be much happier. We're getting into oxygen trouble again. Still very breathable. Bottom parts of the base, they get a little wonky, but everything mostly is pretty breathable. Occasionally you get a hit of something you don't want. And we built our... every time, dude. Deconstruct it. It's gonna be hideous. Don't deconstruct. Cancel. Base. Probably need 3 tiles. Power. Transformer. Priority 8. We're gonna get this done today. There's a chance. There's a chance. Deconstruct the wire, because they are worth a lot of copper. And then rebuild the wire like so. That's the wrong wire. Cancel. Cancel. I hate myself for this. I'm not gonna deny it. I do. But if it works, it works. Transformer, you were in the right spot. Just need to rotate. Heavy watt wire. Priority 8s. All of it. Okay. So for now, you might think that I'm disappointed by this. Very much not the case. I'm happy we discovered a problem right off the bat, and we've also refactored our grid to work in a way that should be more sustainable long term. You know, we just throw some coal in this thing instead of taking a whole day to run around, and we can power much more of a base off of much less, at least time commitment. And I mean, to be honest with you, I consider we're not spending as many resources either, but it is fair to say that, you know, coal could become a problem over time. then what we want to do is, and hopefully we can get these done simultaneously. We'll like disconnect. This should be priority 8. Disconnect, disconnect. And we're just going to hook up ourselves to this grid. And this is going to be the start of grid number 2. And we could even hook it up with the massage tables essentially immediately. And then refrigerators after that. So that's going to be what? 180? I don't even want to talk about 2 times 240. But it's only when they're being used that it's an issue, I suppose. Again, priority 8s. Wire bridges are an issue. Yeah, they are. Okay, if we can build this without using a wire bridge, that's even better. Priority 9 tiles, and then cancel this. Priority 8 wires. Sorry, we gotta do this the right way. It's probably gonna take more than a day. And it's gonna tank decor a little. I don't know about this, man. We've made like a pseudo scaffolding. But the wire bridge, they handle less wattage, which is why, or bridge, which is why I'm making an extreme effort to not use them, just in the hopes that it'll allow us to diagnose our problem more easily. There you go. So yeah, I don't expect this to get done today, as mentioned many times. But if we can get it done in a timely-ish fashion tomorrow, we can see if our base is set up properly here. So we want this wire deconstructed as soon. The wire's already deconstructed. Power overlay still looks bad. On the bright side, we're not making it worse. By refactoring the grid, we're not making it worse here. So I think, you know, this is probably where I'll stop recording episodes for today once we get this, the second half of this grid set up. I would love a suggestion for how to fix this, because I think there's got to be a smart oxygen not included way to solve the problem, and I am ignorant of what that solution would entail as I slowly destroy the decor of our base. I still think we've done something positive, but I said this 20 times in the last episode, in the last session, last season, I guess, as well. I went, you know, every time I refactored our power, it made things maybe a little better and cost us way too much effort. And it ended up being like, well, I think I've made a positive change today. And the answer most of the time was that no, I have not. What are you? Unbreathable carbon dioxide? Sweep it up, please. Get that CO2 out of here, my dudes. You're so close. You're not going to get it done today, and that's fine. I'm looking at a report. We did lose about 50 kilos of oxygen. This thing's not pumping very often because we're at max gas pressure. So it was a mistake to probably get rid of the skimmer. I did it to try to solve our power problem. I was trying to solve an upstream problem, and it maybe would fix things downstream. But it's clear that this is not a very sensible approach. Again, what did I tell you? We're creating way too much food, leading to a situation where a lot of it goes to waste. And if you think this is bad, I do want you to keep in mind, I'm not saying it isn't bad, but approximately 1/4 of food bought in North American households, or at least Canadian and American households, goes to waste. So we're living that life right now, many of us at least. I'm not going to say I've never thrown out a piece of meat I was too lazy to get around to. It is a little morally abhorrent, but it has I'm just being honest with you. Please do not go. This is locked. You can't get into Slime Town. We should probably sweep up the copper, because I think that's what they're going up here for. All of our copper is very far away from where we need it to be. Dude, these batteries are going to power the base for a long time, though. For a small delivery of coal, They're powering the base for quite some time. You've done it. You've done it. Build it. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Just a little bit of copper will finish. You're so close to finishing the job. You just need a little bit of copper. I think you got it on your back right there. 50 kilos. And hey, we're pumping. Now the grid is strained on both sides. What the heck am I doing wrong with these transformers, my dude? This doesn't even make sense to me. Like, this is where I find myself confused. How could you possibly be strained? There's just not enough consumers. Is it because we're essentially taking an alarm clock and plugging it into a nuclear engine? Nuclear reactor, I guess I should say. Like, maybe that's the problem, is that we got infinity, but it implies that it's strained, like, and this is where I'm going to go on a rant, I guess, but strained is in between surplus and underpowered. So I'm assuming that it implies that it's close to having not enough power to supply all the consumers, but maybe what it actually means is the pipe is so fat, when you plug something into it, there's a chance that the wire explodes. I actually do not know. But what I will say is it seems like a convenient time to stop. We got a to-do list, would be the best way to describe it, I think. There is a little polluted oxygen here. Base is not very germy. Way more than enough food. We got 2 grids set up. We're generating an awful lot of power whenever we want to, and we didn't make the mistake we made last time where we kept our grid half functional over here. We got oxygen issues. Everything else seems to be going relatively well. Before I leave, just so I don't forget, I think our most important thing is refrigeration because so much food is going bad. We'll also probably try to cut down on the amount of food we make. So it'll start with that and then get to agriculture. But we definitely want to get to a distillation to clean our water, but also decontamination to get rid of some polluted oxygen. Probably want to build a carbon skimmer here because this place is going to get real polluted real fast. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.